What's super interesting about the All In Summit, where I was just at a few days ago, is the incredible list of speakers that were there. I can't even begin to share all of the insights that I gleaned, but I'm making a good go at it. So I am putting together a series of videos recapping some of my key takeaways from the variety of speakers that were there at the All In Summit 2023. This video is going to cover Larry Summers. He was an economist who was the Secretary of State for the United States for several years and is a very lauded Harvard professor as well. This doesn't even begin to touch on his bio, but if you're interested in learning more about him, by all means, check him out. We'll link to his wiki page here in the notes. But with that in mind, I'm going to dive into just a snippet of the incredible content and the thoughts that he shared at the All In Summit. So with that in mind, let's dive in. Larry Summers' presentation at the All In Summit touched on a variety of facets across the U.S. landscape. This includes the Federal Reserve's role, American politics, and he touched on our education system. Let's start with the Federal Reserve. Summers touched on the need for the Federal Reserve to improve their credibility. He advocated for more openness when it comes to raising interest rates, citing the significant national debt, and emphasizing a shift towards considering market pricing in assets versus book value. Now, a lot of people speculate, and not just at the All In Summit, around the motives behind the decisions that the Fed makes. Regarding the Fed's independence from political agenda, Summers refrained from commenting on that. Rather, he cited examples and used Chamath, one of the All In besties, and talked about his involvement with SPACs, or Special Purpose Acquisition Companies, and emphasized the importance of decision-making guided by sound choices rather than political agenda. Summers highlighted adaptability and resilience as crucial in U.S. politics, acknowledging the unsustainability of government finances while favoring addressing issues and challenges within the U.S. system. As a former Harvard professor, he has a lot of credibility when it comes to discussing education. He explored the link between self-esteem and achievement, basically saying that self-esteem doesn't come from achievement, and achievement doesn't come from self-esteem or confidence, using a bridge construction anecdote to underscore the importance of efficiency and adaptability. I'll do my best to summarize that anecdote here, which essentially is, when it came to building a bridge somewhere in the Cambridge area or near Harvard's campus, it took several years to get this relatively easy bridge constructed. Whereas if we go back to even Roman times, they were able to construct much larger, longer bridges in an even shorter period of time without the tools and the technology that we have today, further highlighting exactly his point. Keeping with the theme of education and referring back to a recent Supreme Court decision which actually removed affirmative action, he mentioned his dissatisfaction with this particular ruling, advocating for a focus on equal opportunity regardless of birth circumstances, and recommending the dismantling of the legacy admissions that currently takes place at universities. Inspired by Silicon Valley, he emphasized the significance of the word scaling in a tech-driven world. Summers urged universities to leverage technology for education and research, acknowledging that academic freedom fosters rigorous debate and challenge and improved the excellence and the truth-seeking within our universities. These are the places that are fostering and building young minds, so what better place to provide an environment for all of those things? In summary, Larry Summers' All In Summit presentation touched on so many important issues critical to the U.S. These included anything from monetary policy to education reform. His insights emphasized adaptability, resilience, and educational opportunity as the principles necessary for addressing contemporary challenges.